I have been asked a question regarding the length of bodywork in a session. Like, how long can you physically de-armor a client? And first of all, it's hard to give an exact amount of minutes that you can work on the client because this is really client based. It depends on who you're working with. But there are some general things to think about. De-armoring is what we can call a very potent type of body work that is not only going on in the session room. In the session room, when you do de-armoring, you activate and you start an inner process, that's going to continue when the client goes home. And depending on the depth of your work, that inner process can last for up to a month. Some of my clients even report that they still feel the effect of the session 2 months after they had it. So you basically activate a lot of balls that start rolling, but they're not hitting goal until after they have left you, meaning that the client will have to deal with the release on their own at home, which is why you do not want to activate too much. You want to know a bit about your client's ability to conduct, to handle staying with emotional processes and still be functional in their life. On average, I would say I usually bodywork somewhere between 60 and 75 minutes on a client, sometimes up to 90 minutes, but not longer than that. My sessions, however, are between 2.5 and 3 hours in total, because I have a very long therapeutic talk before we start, and I also have a talk afterwards where, if it's needed, I'll do more therapy, but I will definitely make sure that we ground before I'm sending them home. So when you work with your client, then be aware of getting some information about, have this person ever tried emotional releases before? Or is it new to them? If they have tried to go through emotional releases, were they on their own? Did they have to deal with it on their own? Or was it something they only experienced when other people were with them? Can they handle it? Or are they scared of it? Because this also tells you a bit of how much load can we put onto it. It's also how much trauma has this person gone through in their life and how much have they already worked through. If you have a trauma client who has not worked much with their trauma issues yet and are just beginning that journey of working through their traumas, then you want to go really slow, and less is more. So you would rather want to do a little less than a little more, to gradually give them the ability to contain, to hold, to be with, and to release without risking that it will activate all their trauma responses at home. If you, during the session, get a feeling that it's enough, and you have this like really gut kind of feeling in your system, like it's enough what we did, it's enough for this person, I always trust that voice in myself, and I would usually listen to it and then start taking the session down, not going into more releases, but sort of start grounding the person. And sometimes I'll choose, if there's still quite some time of the session left, I'll choose to use a lot of time which is more grounding touch, which is more relaxation touch, rather than touches that opens up for more process in your system. So to summarize what is most important, first of all, don't overextend your sessions, because body work is intense for the whole nervous system. I would say don't go past 90 minutes, but that's my personal opinion and you'll have to find yours. And then know that you need to know about your client. What can they handle in terms of dealing with processes on their own when they're home? What is their experience in this? Do they have any or not? Or are they at a place where they're actually only starting to learn how to process and how to stay with the process, and how to stay functional in their daily life while they still have the process?